Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader, reading books for you. Today, I will be reading Chapter 5 from Anchen, The Story of a Butterfly, by Surina Nel. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Chapter 5. Days flowed into each other, and slowly Anchen adapted to the changes in her life. Life started to feel normal again. After her father's departure, Anchen slipped into the claws of comfort eating. She seemed to find a reason to always celebrate with food. On her 9th birthday, Matt surprised Anchen with a big 3-layered cake with fresh cream and strawberries. Later he took her to the Bouncy Leaf, a trampoline park close to home. She wished that it was her dad that had taken her there, but still enjoyed the time with Matt. During a Father's Day event at school, Anchen asked Matt to accompany her. Matt happily obliged. Not long after, Mona was helping Anchen with her homework. Anchen was packing her books away when Mona asked her to stop and told her that she needed to have a word with Anchen. Anchen looked up into Mona's sparkling eyes. "Anchen," she said, "I know you are very fond of Matt. How would you feel if he and I get married?" A smile spread across Anchen's face. She nodded excitedly and hugged Mona in excitement. As soon as she let go of Mona, she started bombarding Mona with questions about bridesmaid and flower girl dresses. The afternoon sun fell on Matt, the slender, scrawny-looking butterfly, on the biggest sunflower in the patch. His black hair was neatly combed backward. His tuxedo fitted him a little too loose. His black, pointy shoes were reflecting the sun. Lisa was glowing with happiness. She was wearing a white lace dress. She stood next to Matt, her one hand in his. With the other hand, she was holding a single flower. She looked up at Matt, who was smiling down at her. In front of them, Anchen stood. She was about 10 now and was dressed in a baby pink dress, which complemented her chubby figure. She was holding a basket with red flower petals. Her long, dark, blonde hair was done in a French roll, which made her look even prettier and more mature. Reverend Jeremy, an elderly cricket, was dressed in black from head to toe. He spoke in a slow voice that carried well. "Do you, Matt, take Mona to have and to hold, till death do you part?" He looked Matt in the eye as he waited on Matt to answer. Matt broke the gaze and looked down at his smiling bride, anxiously looking up at him to answer. "I do," he said as he looked back at Reverend Jeremy. He looked down at the book in his hands and took a couple of steps before he continued. "Mona, do you take Matt to have and to hold, till death do you part?" Mona looked at Matt as she answered. "I do," she said. Her voice was soft. She smiled at Matt. "By the power invested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife," Reverend Jeremy said as he looked at Matt, while he fondled in his pocket for a handkerchief. He lifted the white handkerchief and slowly wiped across his watery eyes. "You may kiss your bride," he said. His voice had a slight tremble. Matt and Mona turned to each other. He enveloped her face between his hands and kissed her tenderly. Anchen looked back at her mom. She smiled happily. She liked Matt. He made her mom happy, and he was kind to her. For a fleeting second, a sad expression spread across her face. She missed her father terribly. Deliberately, she pushed these thoughts aside and smiled at her mom and Matt. The reception lasted for the remainder of the day. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for Chapter 6. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book.